Have you ever floated in a lazy river at a water park? That is exactly what it's like to practice the art of detachment in your life, an ancient Buddhist tradition, an ancient spiritual tradition that can absolutely bring you that life that you have been dreaming up. And we're going to talk about how it works today and how when you learn to lay back and float in the river of life, you're going to automatically attract things you deeply, desperately want. And it's going to change the game for you no matter your situation, no matter where you're living your life right now, no matter the obstacles you face. Detachment is the key. And I'm going to help you find it here in just the next few minutes. What is detachment? Detachment is basically the art of being able to let go of any desired outcome. If you've ever been to a water park and got on the lazy river where you lay back on one of those inner tubes and the lazy river just kind of gently floats you around this circuit that usually goes all the way around the water park and then brings you back. It's a nice, slow, relaxing ride. And detachment is really just that. It's coming to a place in your life to where it's not that you don't have goals and purposes and pursuits. You definitely have those things, but it's learning to lay back and let the universe, let God, let your source direct you where you need to go to accomplish those things you want to accomplish, to live that life you want to live, to start that business you want to start, to have that relationship you want to have, to take that venture to the next level, to learn to do that without hustle and grind. There's really two ways to approaching life. You can either grind and hustle and go after it with all your might. And don't get me wrong, that will work. When you set your sights on an object you want, by the laws of the universe, you're going to get that because you're going to manifest it into your life. You're going to attract it to yourself. You can do it through hustle and grind and hard work. That can definitely happen. But the problem is, if that is the energy signal you send out in the universe, you're going to always get that signal back. So it's going to take more hustle and more grind and more hard work to maintain that life that you get. And if you don't believe me, ask any celebrity, ask any successful businessman who has climbed the ladder of success and found it to be leaning against the wrong building. If you want that dream life. And I'm not saying you don't have to take action. Action is a part of it, but action has got to be divinely inspired and divinely led. And it's got to be in alignment with God, alignment with your source, alignment with your energy that you're designed for and made for before it's going to bring peace and harmony and contentment to your life. In other words, can you have all the things you dream of? Of course you can. You can have them just a little ways down the road if you begin to really key in and focus on them and set your intention on them. But if you have to hustle and grind to get them, you're never going to be satisfied with those things once they come into your life. You're going to get to one level and you're going to want to hustle and grind to the next level, or hustle and grind to maintain the level you're at. And you're going to stay so busy doing the things you do, you're not going to get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The key is detachment. It's learning to float on the lazy river of life. I love what David Bear says about this concept. David Bear says intention plus non-resistance equals desired result. Now, did you hear that? I want to say that again and break it down for you. Intention, the things you set as your intention, that's the goals, that's the outcome, that's what you're looking for in your life. Intention plus hustle and grind? No. Plus working hard? No. Plus going after your dreams with gusto? No. Plus non-resistance, detachment, letting go equals the desired result. So how do we do this? I did it through an intention statement in my life. It's how I've brought my coaching business into reality. It's how I increased my sales volume to levels that I never dreamed of in my sales world that I've worked in for several years. It's how I changed my whole life to enjoy it and love it and get up every day and be excited about the day that is ahead. Do I ever have a tough day? Sure. Do I ever have obstacles, bumps in the road? We all do. But I love my life. I'm grateful for it. I'm living it daily to the full and loving it daily to the full. How did I do that? I got at a place where I set my intention, uh, build an intention statement. An intention statement is just a powerful, positively emotion filled statement that is said in the present tense as if it's already happened. Here's an example. Here's mine. I'm so happy and grateful now, present tense, that I have an abundance of money and time. There's freedom. Did you hear it? To spend with those I love and the things we love, and we share this abundance with others. That's my intention statement in a nutshell. It's powerful. It's positive. It's said in the present tense as if it's happened, and it's on the background of my phone. And I was saying it for about a year and a half before I really started to see it come into reality and manifest into my life. And you can do the same thing. Say and set your intention statement daily throughout the day. But then you got to get to the state of detachment. And this is what I've learned over the last several months that's really changed the game. I've learned how to lean back and float in the lazy river, which is hard for me because I'm driven. I'm a person that when I set my intention on something, I go after it. That's been my practice throughout my life. I pursue it with passion. And I've had so many passionate pursuits that went up, fizzled out because I gave out. I would get on the grind and I would think I'm going to do it. And then I would fizzle out and I would think, you're a failure, Jim. You don't have what it takes. And I believe all these lies that I'd told myself over the years. You know what was happening? I was burning myself out. I was hustle and grinding so much that I would get on one pursuit and I would burn myself out on that pursuit. I'd go after it so hardcore, and then I'd get on another and another. What I've learned now to do, set my intention and say, yes, this is the life of freedom, my intention statement I want to live. But you know what? I'm going to lean back in the lazy river of life, and I'm going to float, and I'm going to let source, I'm going to let God, I'm going to let divinity guide me where I need to go. Am I going to see sights along the way? Yes, I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to soak them in. I'm going to take them in. Am I going to see corners up ahead where we're going to turn? Yes, I'm going to see that coming. I'm going to synchronize with it because God is going to lead me there. My source is just like your source, whatever you believe to be that higher power, the universe, whatever it is for you, that personal source and force is going to get you where you need to know and get you where you need to go. Leave that how up to God, and it will bring into you, it'll bring to you these moments of synchronicity where you know that's what you need to do. Here's a small little example for me. I was in a bar one night hanging out with some friends we had not seen in a long time, my wife and I, and we were catching up, and they were talking to me about coaching. And I was telling them how I was building this coaching business, and it's on YouTube, and I didn't really know where to take it to the next level. And my friend, I'd never even thought about this. One of the things he does is he's a web developer, and I don't mean like a hobbyist web developer. He does it for a living, and he's great at it. And he said, Jim, I can help you. I can help you build a website that'll connect this and that. And that little thing became one of the biggest connecting pieces for me in what I do now and helping people just like you. By the way, if you need a little help on your journey, there's a link below. I invite you to click on that if you want to talk about working one-on-one. Subscribe to the channel if I can help you with this free content that I give every week here, week in and week out, that'll help you on your journey. But my friend Jameson, he helped me with my website. He built my website for me, but he also challenged me to go to another level. One day we were talking, and I was a little more focused on YouTube content and speaking engagements and some of the other stuff. And he said, Jim, you should be coaching one-on-one. That's who you are. That's kind of who you connect with and how you can help. And I'd really kind of resisted that, honestly. And you know what I did? I let go. I stopped resisting, and it led me to do just what I'm doing right here now. I just floated down the lazy river. And one of the main things I do now was one of the things I gave very little thought to a year or so ago. This is how this stuff works, y'all. When you lay back and you float in the lazy river, set your intention. Intention plus non-resistance will take you to your desired result. Wayne Dyer talks a lot about detachment. I want to share this with you, and I'll leave it with you. He challenged the other day in a video I was listening to from way back by him, us to do something phenomenal. He said, look at your significant other in life, not your kids, not those family relationships, parents, whatever, but that significant other. If you have a spouse or a person you love that loves you back, and whatever that person is in your life, imagine yourself allowing that person the freedom to depart from you if that's what they chose to do. Now, I'm not saying just say, hey, you can go, I don't care. It's not about that. Imagine being able to detach so much that you say, hey, I want whatever is best for your life, and however you need to pursue that, whatever you need to do, however you need to make that happen, I release you to do that. Not that you control anybody anyway, but you know how a relationship is. It takes two to tango. You're working together, and sometimes we can get to a place where we are manipulating each other for the good of ourselves. What if you got to a place where you were so detached, you said to that person that is most special to you, you are free to live your life freely in any way you see fit. And I am here to love you and champion you and cheerlead you that you are free. Can you imagine what that means? That's true detachment, y'all, when you can do that at the deepest levels. And I share that because I want you to know there is nothing in this planet you need to be detached, you need to be attached to, but your divine source, because that source is part of you and you are part of God and you are connected together and we are connected together through that source that permeates the universe. What do you need to let go of today to begin to pursue the dreams you have for tomorrow? Tell me in the comments, drop it there, leave it there, detach from it right here, right now, and see where it takes you next. I will see you guys in the next video.